Welcome to all of you who are here to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Geriatric Center and the 20th anniversary of TSRC. I can't believe so many years have passed since I was first here, since I started with the program. I'm now living in Oakland, California, and at Kaiser Permanente, where most of my friends go for their health care, there are no geriatricians. So I think how lucky UM and Ann Arbor are to have a strong, thriving, and unique geriatric center. And TSRC is truly something to celebrate. I'd like to remind you of how we got here. The Scott and Amy Pruden Turner Clinic building was completed on Wall Street in August 1976. It was the result of a bequest to the University of Michigan from the Turners for the purpose of erecting, but not furnishing, equipping, maintaining, or operating, very important, a new medical building or a wing to an existing medical building to be devoted entirely throughout its lifetime to the so-called degenerative diseases affecting elderly people, to the study of gerontology, and for providing hospital space for the study, treatment, and healing of people suffering from such diseases. So those became much repeated words when shortly after the clinic opened in 1977, led by Dr. Ivan Duff and Florence Tillman and others in a multidisciplinary health team, we learned the hospital had a detailed plan to turn the whole building over to ophthalmology to create an eye center. I worked as a social work student there, and after 1 year in Japan, I was hired as a temporary part-time social worker. And Barbara Chenoweth, a psychiatric nursing student, and I invited seniors in the community to meet and discuss how the clinic could meet the needs of seniors. We formed a peer counselor group, later known as peer volunteers, and proceeded to do health education workshops, in-home visits, and small groups such as the low vision support group and writing group. The peer counselors were so enthusiastic about the clinic and felt the Turners had given a gift directly to seniors in this area. They felt ownership and pride in it, in what we were doing. So when we discovered that we were about to lose almost the entire building, we went to the regents, Barbara Chenoweth and I and about 5 peer counselors, to protest in February 1979. Dr. Duff wasn't very happy about it, but he let us go. His mantra, later adapted by Dr. Halter, was, "Please tell me what you're doing before I read about it in the newspaper." Barbara and I and the peer counselors presented our case for the need to continue this medical and psychosocial programs that we had initiated. A group of students there were there to present their own protest, and they rose and applauded us and gave us a lot of support. One of the regents, Sarah Goddard Powers, stood up to support us and asked for a plan for the geriatrics program for the future. Through the work of many, we saved half the space. At the Turner Building, the nucleus for many of our existing programs began. The Housing Bureau for Seniors, the Learning and Retirement Program, which is now OLLI, the wellness programs, Silver Club, and many others. And it happened because of the power of the seniors who worked as partners and dreamers with our wonderful staff and students. I owe a great debt of gratitude to our volunteers in the beginning who paved the way for their successors. I'll just name a few: Catherine Flynn, Dorothy Miller, Sally Redfield, Alma Wool, Benny Bryan, many others. Donna Venn, who has been with the program for a long time and is still active, once suggested we raise funds with a jewelry sale. I thought that was a crazy idea because I thought, who would buy old jewelry? Old jewelry. But it turned out that many people would buy old jewelry, and that we raised funds throughout the years by selling jewelry. Lynn, Julie, and Donna are still doing the jewelry sale. When it was time for Turner to move to the Cancer and Geriatric Center, again, there was limited space for our growing programs. And we once more began writing, letters and requesting more space from the hospital. Dr. Halter and Rick Bloom, the Geriatric Center Administrator, were supportive and worked hard to find more space. But the star for me was Dorothy Mack, one of our peer volunteers, who adopted the hospital director, Larry Warren, as her grandson. Not really her grandson, but she called him her grandson. She advocated strongly for more space. Out of all those efforts came the Turner Senior Resource Center, at first one building and then expanded to two. So many volunteers came to help again, starting new programs such as Nancy Major did with the 55 plus art exhibit. I've talked about the volunteers, but I also wanted to pay tribute to the excellent multidisciplinary team of doctors, nurses, social workers, and support staff who made Turner such a wonderful place to work and serve seniors and their families. It is unusual to find such collaboration among disciplines and such commitment to interdisciplinary care. I am sorry I don't have the time to mention all the important individuals who contributed to the success of the geriatrics program. Jeff Halter provided strong leadership to build a comprehensive program, and Ray Young is continuing the process. And for me, all the amazing social workers I've worked with will never be forgotten. Finally, I was asked to offer some words about TSRC going forward. TSRC is a special place. People love to come here. People love to work here. It is often a struggle to keep it going, but it has to be done. My vision going forward is to keep listening to seniors and families and meet new challenges to address the needs of the community. Don't be afraid to launch new initiatives. Don't be afraid to fail at times, and continue to make this a place of joy, a vital center for learning and support. TSRC seems a miracle to me, and I look forward to it thriving in the future.